Hi, it's John from North Star Nursery, Garden and Home, your coastal gardener. I wanted to share seed collecting with you today. I am not an expert on seed collecting. This is just what I have done in the last 15 years of owning the nursery. So if you have more things that you think would be things that you think would be better ways of doing it, by all means chime in, because this is new territory for me, but a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun with it. So this is a sunflower, and is it better if I do that? There we go. So now on sunflowers, you can see there's this kind of felt. There's still the petals and everything. This is going to be a messy job. But basically what you do is you kind of knock that felt off. And then underneath are the seeds. Hold on. If you blow really lightly, you get rid of some of the duff. So these little black guys are the seeds. Now, this is a smaller variety of sunflower. So the seeds are not very big. They're not like the ones you would eat. If you were going to grow the ones that you eat, the seed would be a much larger seed as such. Okay, this variety is edible sunflower snack seed. And so this is one that we sell here at the nursery. We also sell other ones from Renee's, other seed varieties in sunflowers. Senecio glastifolius, which it's a tongue twister. You guys will probably know it as, oh shoot, why am I forgetting? Cineraria stellata. Now this is a plant that has been traditionally kind of here and there on the coast growing kind of naturally. It's not a native, but it definitely, it will reseed itself. And so this is some seed that I collected in 2023. And you can see the cottony stuff at the top. And then you can see the little tiny seeds at the bottom. These can be, it's kind of funny because some of the plants that grow beautifully naturally on their own can be the most difficult to seed, to actually get to germinate. So these guys, when you go to seed them, I suggest mixing them with a little bit of sand and some light soil, and then keeping that moist, so that you get the generation or germination that you're looking for. Sometimes people will use perlite. You can mix perlite and some of the seeds together and keep it moist, and that works also. The other thing I wanted to point out about keeping them in plastic bags, you want to put something like these little dry out packets that you guys get in food and whatnot. If you save a few of these for that very reason, that makes a big difference. You want to make sure that the seeds don't get really wet and sit in that plastic, because that will rot. So with that said, let me show you how I go about. This is some stems of foxglove, or digitalis. It's the ones that grow all over the place. We love them. What I do is I cut the stems once the seed heads, I'm going to cheat a little bit because it's a kind of similar look. This is a snapdragon. And the foxglove look a lot like that when you first harvest them with the seeds. But you'll notice that these are tight and closed. So what I do is I'll try to strip off as much greenery as possible, and then I cut the stem into pieces so that I can drop it into this paper bag, which I was a bad man and I didn't label this, but normally I would label it foxglove and the year I pulled it, because I just pulled these the other day because I wanted to have them for the class, well, for the video. I want to show you. So I pulled this last Friday. The seeds are so tiny. Come on. Cooperate. Oh, wow. This is crazy. This is why seeds are kind of fun and kind of scary. I'm not sure if you can see that. The seeds are very, very microscopic. So they blow away very easily, so you have to kind of be careful. So the reason I do them in these paper bags and the reason I cut up the stems, my gosh, it just dropped a ton of seeds on this table, is because it won't get moist and icky, and you want to leave them open. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll get a box if I'm collecting a lot of seeds, and I'll just put all the bags in a box so that they don't fall over, because they're kind of lightweight, they're really easy to knock over, and once you knock them over, it's hard to clean them up, especially if you knock over a whole bunch of other seeds with it. Then you have a mixed seed collection, and you might not want that. So that was foxglove. Whoa, sorry, just bumped into the turkey. These are crocosmia. So crocosmia is kind of, you know, the people that have it are like, yeah, I don't want any more. But people that want it, you can collect the seeds. Inside these little nodes are going to be seeds that are going to drop out. Now, I don't think anything has dropped out on this yet. But this is, look, I labeled it correctly. This is Crocosmia veracruz. Okay. And so that you can go ahead and collect the seed and go ahead and plant them next spring. Also, Lunaria, which is, some people don't like Lunaria. I love it. It's a really pretty, tall, pink flower. You see it kind of here and there. It kind of naturalizes itself. And it's easy to pull. So some of these things that might seem weedy, I think are just opportunities to move them to different areas so that you have a little bit of it somewhere here and somewhere there. Okay, Cosmos. These, I just picked these the other day, and these are just a Cosmos flower, and these are the seed heads that come out of it. So they almost look like little brown rice. Now, this has all of that, the flower petals still on it. You can pull those off so you're not dealing with as much material as far as the moisture content. But be careful, because I just did what you don't want to do, which is pulled the seeds out with it. So you want to take it slow and steady with some of this stuff, because it can be a little bit a little tricky. Alrighty. Oh, poppies. So California poppies, ornamental poppies, all of the poppies will produce seed heads like these. And what happens as they mature is that the seed head has a little, I almost call it like a little hat. And it will eventually separate, and it's really hard to see, but eventually this little top part and the actual ball part will separate slightly, and then the seeds will fall out. So this hasn't started doing that yet, but with poppies, what you want to do is leave them on the plant, the seed heads, as long as you can, till they have some maturity to them before you collect them. You don't want to collect them too green, because you want to make sure that you have something in there. Like right now, they're not, usually you can hear them when you shake them. These are still a little bit green, but I wanted to grab them to show them to you. There are some seeds that require a little bit more work to germinate. This is Myrica californica, which is a really great shrub that grows in our area. And it has these dark brown seed heads. I tried to clip the leaves off, and in the process I kind of knocked off a lot of the seeds. But to give you a gist, the new growth is up here, and usually the seed heads are down here. These will will germinate usually in gravel or somewhere where you don't want them, and I would just say pull them out and move them. But the other thing I would say is that they're somewhat difficult to do. This plant requires lye or soap as a to kind of break the outer casing of the seed. So if it's a seed that you haven't germinated before that you're collecting, do some Google work on it, because there are certain things like some seeds will only germinate if they've gone through the digestive system of a bird, which is what the lye does. It actually creates that acidic thing that exfoliates the seed husk, and then it actually will germinate. So check your information before, if you're doing something kind of weird. Basic stuff, most of it's pretty easy. But sometimes when you're getting into natives, it can be a little tricky. This is one of my favorite plants. I don't have a lot of really pretty ones right now to show you, but this is Cerinthe, or Pride of Gibraltar. And it is a great plant. A lot of people think it's invasive. I don't, because it pulls out really easily. And I was trying to find if I could show you. So I'm not sure if you can see this, but there's these little hairs that stick out. Inside that little, where the hair is coming out, is this little tiny seed that looks like, I always think it looks like a horse hoof. And it's tucked up in there, and I can't really, it would be hard to get it to show you, but they're there. So again, what you would do is I would cut all of this stem off. I would just use just the very top head and then put that into paper bag and store it until they drop off. So that's Cerinthe. The other one to consider is calendulas. Calendulas do very, very well here on the coast. The seed heads look kind of funny. They're not a traditional round seed head. It's kind of almost a little J, or sometimes a little C. And they're C for calendula. There you go. How about that? But they're really great, and they're edible. They're wonderful in salads. They're great cut flowers. Lots of fun to be had there. Let's see. What else? Oh, so a lot of us grow violas on the coast, like these. And they produce seed heads also. And so a lot of times what you'll see, and we have a really good example of it if you come into the nursery and want to see it, there's one of the window boxes that we planted some violas in a few years ago. And for some reason, a lot of seed dropped in that, and they just keep popping up. It's the cutest thing in the world. The little tiny viola plants just waiting to be transplanted. So these are viola seeds. They have kind of a fat button front. And you want to, if you're collecting them, you want to wait until that button kind of really matures. There's a point where that button will open up, kind of almost like Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors. And you'll see inside all these little golden colored seeds all inside there. You want to get it before it gets to that point, because otherwise when you go to collect it, they might drop off. So that is violas. Let me think. I can't think of anything else. Now, a lot of this stuff you can start germinating now if you've collected earlier in the season. If not, you can do some germinating in the early spring. The idea, I think, is to collect as much as you can, and then to do stuff now in the fall to seed things that you're going to benefit from in the spring. So all of those early spring bloomers, like calendulas, like the linaria, like the senecio, definitely the poppies, definitely the violas. And yeah, just have fun with it. And you know what? It's about making mistakes and learning. That's how we learn, is by making mistakes. So if you make a mistake, let me know, and we'll figure it out, and we will get to the solution. I hope you guys are having a great day. Oh, housekeeping. Sorry, one moment. Today, we have the yard sale going on. That's cash and carry, closeout items that we do each year, each Labor Day. We'll probably carry it over until tomorrow. Tomorrow being Labor Day, we will be open 10 to 2. So Labor Day 10 to 2. We'll be open today 10 to 4. Also, today is the 1st of September, which means the fall sale has started. 25% off the entire nursery. The other thing you need to know is if you have somehow managed to forget to use your bonus bucks, we will have a grace period from today until next Sunday where you can either use your bonus bucks or you can do the sale. No double dipping. So one or the other, because we still have to be a business. All right. You guys have a great one. Enjoy the day, and we will see you at the nursery.